You're right, people. Chaos here with the final installment for named units in the Black Templars arsenal, and that is the troop choice of the Crusader Squads. So hang on in there. Brief little overview of what they are and how you can use them in multiple different ways. See you in a sec. So, we're going over the Crusader Squad. So I've got my little bit of reading apparatus in front of me. So the Crusader Squad is only viable to Space Marine armies that have the Black Templar chapter tactics. Simple as. Now the terminology is slightly different because of the actual fluff behind Black Templars, but I'll quickly overview it. Initiates are Space Marines, alright? Neophytes are scouts, pardon me. Sword brothers are the sergeants. So to make it easy for everyone, I'll just be going Space Marines or Marines, Scouts, Sergeant. Okay. So you start out with 5 Marines, same as a tactical squad, because you can go up to 10, and then you can swap out one of the Marines for a sergeant, for a sword brother. But this is where the fluff starts to get involved. Now, for every Marine you have in that squad, including the sergeant, you could, if you wish to, take a scout. So you can get up to 20 miniatures, 20 soldiers in a troop choice for Space Marines. That's quite powerful. Now, what you can equip them with is you can swap out the sword brother. The sergeant can be equipped with any sergeant equipped list. That's fine, that's normally standard, okay? So you can go range with him, you can go melee with him. The Space Marines can replace their bolt gun for a chainsword. Nice, goes with the fluff. Now, one Space Marine may replace his bolt gun with of that weapon for any special weapon from that list. Also, one Marine may replace his bolt gun with an item from the heavy weapons list, or a power sword, a power axe, a power maul, or a power fist. So in summary, there is no limitation. You don't have to have 10 Marines to have both options. You can have a 5-man squad. Obviously, replace one as a sergeant. You could then have your sergeant with a power axe, alright? You could have the special weapon to say a flamer, and then the heavy weapon as a power sword, or another power axe, or a power fist. All in a 5-man squad. Quite useful. The scouts can have either shotguns, bolt pistol, combat knife, or bolt guns. Okay? So they can't have snipers or sniper rifles, anything like that. They just have the bare essential stuff. Now, to put this in summary of how you could use Crusader squads, there's 2 ways you can go with it. Or 2 main size ways you can go for it. Big. As many as you can in a troop choice. So you could have your 10 Marines and your 10 Scouts. Whether you want to do them shooting or melee, it's up to your choice. In my preference, I go melee. If I'm going a big blob of them, I go all melee. Chain swords, combat knives, everything. Have a sword brother in there with, say, a power fist or a power axe or something like that. Have your special weapon, maybe a plasma gun, a melter gun because you're going to be fairly close so you can deal with something, or a flamer if you want that kind of hit the enemy unit just in case you get charged, maybe. and then another marine with the heavy weapon, but instead of a heavy bolter or las cannon or anything like that, give him a power weapon like a power sword or something like that. And you got a big blob of basically 2-hit models, because instead of 1 attack, because they got a close combat weapon, they get additional attack in combat. You got a lot of attacks coming out there. Minimum, if they all had chain swords, so it's really cheap, pardon me, no sergeant, you got a minimum of 40 attacks if you can get them all in base contact. That's quite devastating. But the nice thing about that as well is if you charge into a unit, because you get the reroll to charge being a Black Templar, if you take some casualties, take them on your scouts, like cannon fodder. Alright, they got a 4-up armor save instead of your 3-up for your marines. So they become your cannon fodder. You get rid of those guys before they go after your marines. You can have then 2 blobs of those with Hellbrag in the middle, or a captain or something like that, giving a buff. A chaplain is really quite useful with them. Rerolls to hit in combat makes it even better. A lieutenant as well, maybe. Rerolls to wounds of 1s makes it even better. That's a big blob squad. You can reduce it down to say 15 of them, so 10 marines and 5 scouts with a character in a Crusader charge up. That is your 2 big blobs. Instead of going the melee route with the big blob squad, you can go bolters. But that's not really playing into the fluff, but it can be tournament. Okay, you got a lot of firepower then. The other route is using them a bit like a Vanguard squad. That they are a cheap Vanguard squad, because you can go the melee one, or you can go the Stern Guard route of the range one. Melee, you have your sword brother in there, your sergeant with whatever you want to equip him out with, power fist, so on and so forth. You could then have obviously no special weapon, okay, because you don't want a flamer or anything like that. You may want to, you may not want to, you want that chainsword. The other one, the heavy weapon, would be a power sword or a power axe or something like that. 5-man squad, maybe 6 if you want to. Put them in a razorback. Charge them up a flank. They're going to be quite devastating if they hit the flank or something like that. And they're a cheap troop choice that does a similar aspect to Vanguard without the jump packs. Okay, and they don't cost as much. They can still do quite a bit of damage. The other route is the old Lasplaz squad. Literally 5 marines, 1 with a plasma gun, 1 with a las cannon. You could then equip, say, your sergeant if you want to swap them out with a combi plasma gun if you want. It's up to you. And then you've got a mini Devastator squad, really cheap. You could have 2 of those, done. But there's multiple different options with the Crusader squad. You can either go large, or small, or medium if you want to. You can combat squad them as well. So if you take a 10-man squad, you could have 5 of them as combat, 5 of them as range if you want to. It's up to you. There is multiple different options. But comment down below what kind of options you would like to equip your guys out with, because I'll be very interested. As I said, they are very Swiss Army knife, and I like the idea that they've kept that for Black Templars, that you can have a big blob. It's kind of like the counter, per se, to Orc big blobs. I know Orcs are a bit more like they hoard over, but you've got an option with Black Templars. But anyway, if you've liked the video, please give it a like and comment down below, as I said. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Black Templar content, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification. You'll be notified of when I put out more content. So you all take care of yourself and have a fantastic day. Chaos out.